There is a silence that only certain women know. A silence that isn't empty, but full. Full of waiting, of knowing, of listening to something beyond the noise of the world. Dolores Cannon once said that souls don't come to Earth to find comfort, they come to remember truth. And sometimes, the path to that remembering begins in aloneness. Maybe you felt it too, that quiet ache when you realize you no longer fit in the life you used to love. When the conversations feel shallow, the noise feels heavy, and your spirit longs for something more than what anyone can give you. This is not loneliness. This is initiation. Your soul is preparing you for evolution, the kind Dolores spoke about in her sessions when she said that the old souls chose solitude not because they were unworthy of love, but because they came to anchor a new frequency of it. So tonight, we walk into that silence, not to fill it, but to understand why it was chosen. Before you were born, your soul made a map. It was drawn not with ink, but with energy, a set of lessons, encounters, and awakenings designed to sculpt your light. In that map, there are intersections where companionship appears, and deserts where no one walks beside you. And yet, those empty paths are never truly empty. According to Dolores Cannon's regressions, many souls, especially women carrying the energy of the teacher, healer, or old soul, chose to walk alone for periods of their lives. They needed silence to hear the guidance. They needed space to remember who they are before they could remember anyone else. When Dolores guided her clients into trance, some described lifetimes where they had devoted everything to others, to family, to duty, to love that was sacrifice. In this lifetime, the soul wanted balance. It wanted to know itself without mirrors. That's why you might feel like you're walking through life with invisible wings, sensing a purpose you can't name, and a love that hasn't yet taken form. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Your solitude is not the absence of connection. It's the rewiring of your spiritual field, so that when you connect again, it's from truth, not fear. We have been conditioned to fear emptiness, to believe that being alone means being unwanted, unseen, unloved. But emptiness is not absence, it's potential. Dolores used to say that when a soul enters silence, it begins to hear the whispers of its higher self. And that's where transformation begins, not in noise, but in the space between thoughts. So many women carry the ancestral wound of needing to belong, to be chosen, to be seen as valuable through someone else's eyes. But the truth is, you were never meant to be completed by another. You were meant to expand, to remember that you were already whole. When you sit in your room at night and feel that ache in your chest, that is your soul stirring, not from pain, but from awakening. The silence you feel isn't rejection, it's recalibration. Because something magnificent happens when you stop reaching outward for love. You start radiating it. And the frequency of that light changes everything around you. For centuries, women were taught to wait. Wait for love. Wait for permission. Wait for recognition. But the new wave of souls, the ones Dolores Cannon described as volunteers, came to dissolve that waiting. They came to remember that the divine feminine is not passive. She is the space from which creation itself is born. If you've ever felt unseen, it's because you were never meant to reflect this world's standards. You were meant to reflect the light that this world forgot. Many of Dolores's sessions revealed women remembering lifetimes of service, priestesses, healers, guardians of sacred knowledge, who were silenced or exiled for their power. This lifetime, the isolation you feel is the healing of that exile. You are not being punished. You are being reclaimed. And sometimes that reclamation begins with sitting alone, breathing into the void, and whispering, "I am still here." Because every time you say that, your soul echoes back, yes, and now you are ready to remember. Solitude is not the end of love, it's the purification of it. Dolores Cannon spoke about this as a vibrational upgrade. The soul withdraws from lower frequencies to prepare for a higher one. Think of it as winter before spring. A stillness that looks like death, but underneath, the roots are alive, reorganizing, absorbing, preparing to bloom. In her books, Dolores shared stories of women who suddenly felt called to step away from relationships, from cities, from everything they thought they needed. At first, it looked like loss, but later, it revealed itself as alignment. When you walk alone, the universe finally has room to walk with you. You begin to notice patterns, synchronicities, whispers that say, "Keep going. You're not alone in this." And maybe you felt that too. Lights flickering when you cry, dreams that feel like memories, encounters that speak directly to your heart. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Your soul is gathering energy for what's next, for a version of love that isn't dependency, but resonance. A connection that mirrors your evolution, not your wounds. At some point in every soul's journey, there comes a moment when the silence turns into music. The loneliness softens, and you realize that what you were waiting for has always been inside you. Dolores Cannon called it the return of remembrance. It's when you stop searching for meaning and start feeling it, in the wind, in the light, in the simplest moments of being alive. You look back at the times you thought you were abandoned, and realize they were sacred initiations. Each heartbreak was a teacher, each ending a threshold. You begin to understand that every relationship, even the ones that broke you, were mirrors helping your soul to refine its frequency. So if you're walking alone right now, don't rush the silence. Breathe it in, because your higher self is speaking through it. And when you're ready, love will find you again, not because you need it, but because you vibrate it. In one of her most profound regressions, Dolores asked a woman who had lived many lifetimes alone, "Why did your soul choose solitude again?" The woman, still under hypnosis, smiled softly and said, "To feel God without distraction." Dolores later wrote that this answer revealed the essence of the path so many women walk today. They came not to be incomplete, but to be conscious, to embody love, not chase it. She explained that these women are light anchors, souls who hold the vibration of unconditional love until the collective is ready to rise to it. And that kind of mission requires strength, the kind that solitude teaches. So when the world tells you that you're alone, remember this: you are surrounded by a network of unseen souls doing the same inner work. Across oceans, across timelines, all walking alone, together. This is the evolution of love Dolores spoke of, a return to oneness, achieved through remembrance, not dependence. There is a moment when the journey turns inward completely. When you stop asking, "Why am I alone?" and begin to ask, "What is this silence trying to teach me?" That's when the real awakening begins. You start to notice beauty where before there was pain. You start to feel gratitude for the stillness. You realize your life isn't waiting to begin, it already has. Dolores Cannon often ended her talks reminding people that nothing happens by accident. If you're watching this, it's because your soul guided you here, to remember something ancient and tender about yourself. Maybe this message is your confirmation. Maybe your solitude is not a void, but a sacred womb. And maybe, just maybe, this is the moment your evolution begins to bloom. So take a breath, place your hand over your heart, and listen. There's a quiet presence there, ancient, loving, patient. That's your soul. And she's whispering, "You are never truly alone." If this message resonated with something inside you, remember to let your soul guide your next step. Subscribe to stay connected to this kind of energy, not to follow, but to remember. Leave a comment if you felt this solitude in your own journey. Your story might be the light someone else needs tonight. And most of all, take a moment of stillness today, not to escape the world, but to meet yourself within it. Because, as Dolores Cannon once said, when you understand why you came here alone, you realize you were never separate from love, only preparing to embody it.